Hey, world-class family, welcome back to another sales training module. And this is all about how do you build rapport using our NRS system, our no resistant sales system. How do you build rapport? How do you master it? Now, by the way, this is the most important thing inside of sales, because imagine you can literally just blend in and mold and shape to any single personality type inside of sales. Like what you think, most people, when they don't use NRS, they think they have the perception that somebody is an introverted buyer and they don't talk. But the reason being is because you haven't mastered NRS rapport to open them up enough. So towards the end of the conversation, most people would think it's introverted, but towards the end of the conversation, you would start to notice, oh, wow, I thought I had an introverted buyer. I perceived to have an introverted buyer because of all the sales training that I've been taught from things that used to work back in the 1980s. But now when I master NRS, holy Jesus, person just freaking opened up towards the end of the conversation. So I want you guys to write this down. Number one, what is rapport? What is actually rapport? Because you've been taught that it's just, okay, and this is a component of rapport, that it's just points of commonality. That's what you've been taught. Like, okay, if you like dogs, if they have a dog, you tell them, I have a dog too as well. Like if they have a German Shepherd, you say, oh, I have a Border Collie, and just find points of commonality. But that's freaking boring. And what usually starts to happen, it is not points of commonality, by the way. I want you guys to write this down. It is not points of commonality. Because what usually starts to happen is salespeople and some extroverted salespeople, the moment we find a point of commonality, the moment the person says to you like, oh yeah, I have a German Shepherd, and you're gonna say, well, I have a Border Collie, and then you get excited because they have a dog, you might almost one-up that individual and be like, yeah, and my Border Collie, she's so smart. If I tell her to go find my keys, she can find my keys. And now you one-up that person. And now you're actually out of rapport with that person. So what is actual rapport? Let's start at a deeper level right now. Rapport is actually done at a subconscious level. The customer doesn't even know that they're in rapport with you. It's like your heartbeat. It's done at a subconscious level. It's beating at a subconscious level. It's unconscious. You don't even know where that's happening. When you step inside of a car and you're driving the freaking car, you're not thinking, okay, I got to drive the car. Boom. Subconsciously, you just do it. So subconsciously, it's the subconscious thought that it's just that's something about this person that I just like. And that thought, it doesn't even come through their mind because of so many steps that you've done. So at a subconscious level, I want you to write this down. Something hits your subconscious thought where it says, there's something about this person that I just like. It is familiar. I like this. There's something about this person that I just like. That there's a good frequency, right? And by the way, I want you to also write this down. Rapport does not take a certain amount of time. It is get out of there of the time frame of thinking, oh, I got to build rapport for 20 minutes and 30 minutes. No, it doesn't take a certain amount of time. It doesn't take a certain amount of time. There's ways to condense rapport where you don't have to take 20, 30, 40 minutes for somebody to be like, oh, there's something about this person that I just like. Hey, cut it. Everybody watching this video right now, you know you've met people that within 30 minutes, you felt like you knew the person for 30 years. You may have met somebody within 3 minutes, you're like, holy shit, I felt like I knew you forever, right? It doesn't take time. Time doesn't rush, okay, and speed up, or time, if you take 30, 40 minutes, that doesn't mean that's what's gonna, build the relationship and build rapport. No, there's certain things that build rapport at a lot faster rate. Time doesn't do nothing, doesn't heal a broken heart. Okay, when people say, oh, but, just take time if he broke your heart. No, just take time. You need time. It doesn't do nothing. That's not a solution. Taking time just makes you lay in bed, listen to love songs by Usher and Neo and make you cry even more. What actually makes you heal a broken heart? Going out there, figuring out the solution, figuring out a point of action, getting a little bit of advice, going out there, finding better women, finding better men. Boom, taking action the right way makes you heal the broken heart. By the way, same thing with rapport. Number one, rapport is done at a subconscious level. Now, at a conscious physical level, I want you to write this down. What is rapport? At a physical level, if I were to take rapport, the word, and then put it on like a whiteboard, like we're looking at right now, how would rapport look like? Well, this is what it would look like. I want you guys to write this down. It's a process of engagement. That's what rapport is. Rapport is a process of engagement. Anybody that is in rapport with somebody is just in a perfect ebb and flow of engagement. It literally looks like this, okay? It looks just like this. You talk, they talk. You talk, they talk. You talk, they talk, right? It's like a perfect, if you guys can see right here, it's like a perfect heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. Most people have like boom, 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 boom. Like it's a dead heartbeat inside of sales. So I want you guys to write that down. It is a process of engagement. It is not points of commonality. It's a process of engagement. Now watch, I'm gonna give you guys a scenario right now. Have you ever been on a bus or an Uber or an airplane and somebody's beside you? You just met the stranger, right? So we got stranger danger right here. That stranger just starts talking out of nowhere. They're like, oh yeah, so and they start talking about their career, and then they start going into something that they like, and you're that one-worded person right beside them, and you say, no way. And they say, yeah, and and they keep talking more. You're like, all you had to say is one word, and then they keep talking. That person's out of rapport with you. That person's out of rapport. You don't want to. The thing is, it's like, that's the most annoying person in the world, right? All you have to say to that person, and you think to yourself, shit, why did I say no way? Why did I say really? That one word just sparks them, and then they keep talking. That person talks 95% of the time, and you're talking 5% of the time, maybe even 1% of the time. That person's completely out of rapport. They don't even know it. They haven't been through this training. They may think, oh, since this person's likes music, I'm gonna be a good communicator and talk all about my music. But no, now you're one-upping them just because you found a point of commonality. But rapport means this. It's a process of engagement. So in a sales scenario, good rapport, if you were to look at a conversation, right? Great rapport, even if it's over text, great rapport. They text you text, they text you text, they text you text. Imagine you're dating a woman, fellas watching this, and you text 4 times, and she says, okay, then you text another 4 times, and she says, no way. Then you text another 3 times to book a date. Maybe she even agrees to date. I almost promise you one thing, you are about to get ghosted. The lower process of engagement, the higher the ghosting. Can I say that one more time? The lower the process of engagement, the higher the ghosting. If you're inside of a conversation, I want you to write this down right now. If you're getting a one-worded prospect, do not go in for the close because you're about to shoot yourself in the foot because there's no process of engagement. It has to be a heartbeat. You talk, they talk. You talk, they talk. They talk even more than you talk. They talk even more, and then you talk. It's a process of engagement. You text, they text. You text, they text. So I want you to write this down. Rapport. Number 1, subconsciously rapport is the subconscious thought, okay, that they can't even think of. It's something about this person that I just like, right? And then number 2, rapport is actually a process of engagement. And by the way, I also want you to write this down. Little side tip here before we go into the next video. You can be in rapport with somebody without even ever meeting that individual. You can be in rapport with somebody without ever meeting that individual. I'm in rapport with people. People will come up to me. I'm already in rapport with them. So what I say holds a lot of weight because I've already been in rapport with them through social media, through live streams. You could be in rapport with somebody and you never even met that person, which just validates the first point that it doesn't take physical time with an individual to build rapport. Guys, this is so important because if we don't build this the right way, if we think it's just finding points of commonality, what happens is we have an extroverted buyer that seems introverted on conversation. They never open up to you. If they never open up to you, you can't solve their problems. If you can't solve their problems, you can't sell a product. Now, I want to end off this module like this, okay? Going back to this graph here. This is how the perfect sales conversation should look like inside of sales, okay? If you look at a sales conversation, right, from the opening to the close, okay, where you close them and then you sign them up and maybe you can go further, right? Right here, you're taught how to build rapport, which we're about to talk about inside of this trading module. When you're taught to build rapport, what you think rapport is like, okay, find a point of commonality, laugh, ha ha ha, and get them all excited, and then get super serious. So look, imagine this was like a frequency chart, right? So the frequency is high right here, and now you start talking about business, and the frequency just gets like a little bit tighter here. Objections come, it gets really small, and then money comes and it gets really small, and they become more introverted. So right here, it's all good energy, and then towards the end, they just become a lot more introverted towards the end. A great sales conversation, let me show you guys something. Rapport is not something you did. Rapport is something you do throughout the whole conversation. It's not something you did in the beginning and you don't do towards the end. If anything, any great sales conversation should look like this. It should look like you start off talking to the prospect and the report actually builds towards the end of the close, and it doesn't actually get closed off, and the energetic frequency of them laughing, them talking to you, their extroversion goes up, they're talking, they're laughing more, it's even higher towards the end when they gotta pay you, the most important thing. It shouldn't be closed off towards the end. Towards the end, they should be like, wow, thank you so much. Where can I send the flowers over? Thank you so much. I wish I had you 15 years ago. How the heck can I get started? And they're happier towards the end. It doesn't start off with jokes and get closed. How does that make sense? If anything, if the conversation has been going on for a while, the report graph should actually, they should be more open towards the end than anything. Why? Because that's where you're actually, collecting funds. They're making an investment for the business. They have to be open enough. Report is not something you did. Report is something you do throughout your whole conversation. I want you to write that down one more time, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next module.